Hey yo fam, what is up? You are back for another video with DataZero. This is your daily outlook and prediction for stocks and crypto. This video is not financial advice, should not be taken as such. Please do your own research and due diligence before buying any stock or crypto asset. Now with that being said, let's hop into charts, facts, data, showing you guys what is going on for today. AMC, GME, SPY, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and more. AMC closing green today, making a bull flag throughout today, getting a pop to the upside in the close as expected. This bull flag most likely is going to play out continuing tomorrow. I told you guys if we broke above 292 and held that level, we could see a decent pop to the upside. And I think that's going to be happening tomorrow, as we do have a gap fill at 294 to 295 and then at 296 all the way to 303. So if AMC breaks and holds 292, which I think is going to happen tomorrow, you're going to see a pop to the upside to about 303, 305 very, very easily. Now, this is obviously bad news for the shorts, as they recently just attacked AMC and GME, and we are now recovering. GME, they are shorting heavily right now. GME is very undervalued in my personal opinion. They're attacking GME. They do not want GME to come up into this gap fill, because if it comes up into this gap fill, it's going to start moving very, very rapidly. GME, we want to see start recovering as well. AMC actually outperformed GME today, and AMC, if it's able to push up tomorrow, could help GME start to get some momentum. Meme stocks are better when they work together. AMC and GME push up together. That's when you see the most pressure put on the shorts. There is some times where one of the other stocks, GME or AMC, vice versa, can outperform one or the other due to certain circumstances. Now, what we're looking at here as well is days to cover did come down. So people were freaking out about this and kind of concerned about this. Listen, days to cover is only one piece of information of many. We still have the FTDs on GME. And again, days to cover will vary. But if you do see days to cover getting high, that is an indication that liquidity is getting low. Now, as you guys can see, we still have 14.54% short interest here on AMC and 19.47% here on GME. Only the days the cover went down. Short interest did not come down. They are shorting on the meme stocks heavily, guys. They've been dumping all day, every day, and throughout this week. 1.7 million shares at time of recording here for GME. And if we go ahead and look for AMC, they have 3.5 million here at time of recording for AMC. Cost of borrow is still remaining about relatively the same day to day right now. We want to see that cost of borrow go up, but they are shorting a lot. You see this white volume candles? That's all shorting volume. They're shorting heavily, desperately trying to keep these stocks down. AMC, despite all of the shorting, is actually starting to push up. And again, starting short positions down here at these low levels, that's going to put shorts in the water, underwater, if AMC starts to move back up and start filling these gaps. So this is why they're so desperately trying to push it down. And AMC actually looks bullish, like it's going to move up. And this is, again, going to create a problem for the shorts in the long run. This is the problem with the shorting and what they're doing specifically here in this situation. Yes, they kick the can down the road, and yes, they can push the price down, but it always just increases the short interest and digs their hole deeper. So if they did get squeezed, they would actually create a bigger short squeeze. So that is the problem with the shorting, in particular what's going on here with AMC and GME. Normally a short position would start a short position up top, and then when it goes down, they would close their position. The fact that we're seeing the stock go down and they're shorting even more shows their desperation to try to keep this stock as low as possible. Now, again, there is a little bit going on with liquidity with the stock market. If SPY does start to roll over, which I think it's going to do here soon, this could help AMC and GME in the long run. I'm not talking about one day of bleeding. I'm talking about multiple days of bleeding. Again, when we seen the 2008 Volkswagen, we did see absolute capitulation. When we seen the 2008 Volkswagen squeeze, we seen absolute capitulation in SPY. Now, what I'm looking for AMC tomorrow is I think we're going to be able to break above and hold 292, and I think we're probably going to start pushing up into $3 tomorrow, in my personal opinion. GameStop, I think we're going to be able to find support around 2264 or 2275, but we really need to see GameStop break and hold 2291. The reason why this is so important, because this is going to be what's the level that's going to start sending us on the right track to head back towards like $23.50 and $24 and ultimately $24.50, where we want to be, where that gap fill starts on the daily time frame. Because once GameStop gets to that gap fill in the daily time frame, it's going to start moving rapidly. It's going to pop up pretty fast just like AMC is going to pop up pretty fast once it gets into its gap fill. So again, multiple gap fills to the upside here for AMC and GME. I am bullish on the macro side of things. I think we are going to recover, but I think there's a reason why they recently attacked these stocks and tried to push them down so much, because liquidity is drying up. And I think the recent days to cover that we've seen when it spiked up real high is a sign that liquidity is also drying up. We're also seeing, again, it's just little bits and pieces like FTDs, cost to borrow. Those are things that show liquidity is drying up. And you can see that GME actually had, for the month of June, and these FTDs are going to have to get covered every day for the month of June. And I explained this in detail on my live stream. They had 157,000 FTDs on average for the month of June. So that's every single day over 150,000 shares were failed to deliver. And right now they're sitting at about 1.5 million FTDs sitting on GME. Those FTDs will need to be covered, and that will create buying pressure. They're going to have to buy shares out of the open market to cover those FTDs, and it seems like they're having troubles getting real shares. So that's why they want to push the price down and keep liquidity as high as possible, also while keeping that price as low as possible. So this is what we're looking at for the meme stocks. I think GME is also going to start its recovery tomorrow as well, but it kind of looks like in this case, normally GME needs to move first, but it looks like in this case AMC is actually going to need to move to first, and then once AMC starts to pick up, GME should start to pick up. But I think we're going to see recovery, green days, like we've seen green days today. I told you guys Monday, Tuesday might be a little bit slow for the meme stocks, but Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we should pick up. I think we're going to see green days here for AMC and GME tomorrow, in my personal opinion. We also have the F1 movie going absolutely crazy and the Jurassic World movie going absolutely crazy. I appreciate you guys down in the comments. You guys tell me like what state and theater you went to and tell me if it's packed or not. A couple of you guys did that, and a lot of you guys are reporting from all different places that Jurassic World and F1 are doing numbers. And if I go ahead and check up the news, you guys can see Jurassic World Rebirth and F1 are doing very, very good at the box office. So again, this could also be used as a narrative on why AMC is going to start pushing up. Again, last time AMC ran, they're like, oh, everyone went out to the movies this weekend. It's because the stock's getting manipulated. It's getting pushed down. It's like a rubber band. When you push it down too far, it's going to snap back. And that's why we see these pumps to the upside randomly here on the meme stocks, because they constantly manipulate them down. So again, that's also another like thing that's twofold for the shorts. They dig their hole deeper, and the more they manipulate it down, the crazier the run up can be if it does start to get out of control. So this is what we're looking at for the meme stocks, AMC and GME. I'm going to go ahead and move into SPY in the overall stock market, show you guys what's going on there, and then we're going to wrap up and go into crypto and then wrap it up. So SPY is starting to lose momentum. Me personally, I did take profit on my calls here early in the morning. SPY basically took a lot of premium as it consolidated today. Now, I want to point out a few things here. SPY did use the previous day's lows as support, so that is bullish. So unless SPY breaks below 620.34, it is going to move up. Okay, I want to make that very clear. I think SPY and NASDAQ are going to see one more pop to the upside and then pull back hard. Okay, now that's not to say that the pullback can't start sooner than I'm expecting, and that's not to say that this upside is guaranteed, because if we look at what's happening here on NASDAQ, we're losing momentum. RSI is trending down. MACD is going red on multiple time frames, 2-hour time frame, 4-hour time frame, and that's going to bring SPY down. We also have this rising wedge, and if we break down out of this rising wedge and break down out of it, you're going to see SPY pull down, or NASDAQ pull down in a big way, and that's going to take SPY with it. So I'm thinking SPY might see one more pop to the upside if we can hold the key levels, but other than that, it's going to drop down, and it's going to drop down hard. I think SPY is going to see a big move down coming here soon, believe it or not, in my personal opinion. Now, SPY needs to hold 620.34. If it's able to hold that, it can move to 621.01. If it breaks and holds 621.01 as support, you could see that decent pop to the upside. But if it's not able to do that, you're probably going to see SPY start to lose momentum and start to pull back. We could potentially see a bearish day tomorrow for SPY if we do not get this pop. The only way I'm going to confirm if this pop is coming, if we can break above 621.01 and hold that level, okay? We have to break above that and hold that level. We're basically ranging. And then once that level is broken, we have 621.52. And if we can break above that, then you could really see a decent move to the upside. But other than that, we're going to be watching the key levels of 620.34. If we lose that, you're going to see SPY start to move down in a big way. So this is what we're looking at for SPY. Again, in my personal opinion, I think we're going to see one more pop to the upside, which could come like a little bit into tomorrow. And then we're going to see a drop down. We do have FOMC minutes tomorrow, but that's the only thing we have. That's going to be happening around 2 p.m. So I will be live, and you guys can tune in and see what's going on with that. But expect volatility around 2 p.m. tomorrow. And especially if you see like the market pumping, then you could expect a reversal. And then if you see the market dumping, you could maybe expect a reversal around that 2 p.m. time. So that's what we're looking at for SPY and the overall stock market. Let's go ahead and go to BTC, and then we're going to go to crypto and BTC and wrap this up. So Bitcoin is still defying the fractal here. It's not defying, but it's still not breaking down. Now, I'm actually expecting a pullback and a shakeout here for crypto. You guys can see right here's my fractal. And we're probably going to come down and retest like 92, 95K. But I believe that Bitcoin is setting up for a decent move. I went over this in detail on my live stream as well. So make sure you guys check out the live stream. But this is just one of many companies that are getting strategic Bitcoin reserves. Okay. And they're using this terminology and getting these things specifically, Bitcoin reserves. The reason why they're doing this, because if the Trump tariffs do go into effect, it's going to bring down the dollar. Also, the dollar is already on the decline. Ladies and gentlemen, if you cannot see what's happening, this is like getting into the internet early, ladies and gentlemen. So Bitcoin is going to be the new gold. It is going to be the standard of maintaining value and holding value. And every company and country and individual are starting to buy BTC, and they're starting to buy it around this 100K level. 100K is going to be the floor, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you guys that. That's why I told you guys Bitcoin is building a floor around 100K. It's going to be the floor. A lot of people are accumulating right now. The cryptocurrency market is going to keep going higher, okay? Now, some key coins that I'm looking at are XRP. XRP actually performing pretty decent today. XRP currently sitting at $2.30. We have these sell walls for XRP at like $2.38 all the way up to $3. So people would be taking profits around that range. But I believe those sell walls are there because they want to try to keep it ranging before they get the ETF. There's a possible ETF coming for XRP, okay? And if it's the BlackRock ETF, a big name like this, it's going to start sending a lot of money. If it's a spot ETF, it's going to start sending a lot of money into XRP, which could see it blast off. Also, the XRP market cap. If we go ahead and look at the XRP market cap, it's in a massive accumulation, which if it does break out of this, would see a big pop to the upside. And obviously, if the market cap goes up, that means the asset itself is going to go up. So market cap looks like it's in a huge accumulation, and the asset's price itself looks like in a huge accumulation. So XRP is a coin that I'm looking at for potentially making a decent move to the upside. Possible price targets are $3 and $3.50. If we did break $3.50, you could see as high as $4. I think that is actually very, very realistic for a coin like XRP. I always talk about fundamental coins. My personal opinion, again, some people like to get a little bit more risky, but me personally, I stay in the top 100 altcoins. Now, we would need the catalyst of the ETF for XRP to move, or we would need to see Bitcoin make this move to the upside. I think we're going to see a new all-time high for Bitcoin, but not before we pull back. I think we're going to see a pullback, which is going to shake a lot of people out, and then we'll see a new all-time high hitting that 115, 125K price target, which I'm looking for here on BTC. And if that happens, XRP and altcoins will pump. And of course, if the XRP ETF comes in, XRP will pump as well off of that. So this is what I'm looking at for stocks and crypto. Again, I think we're probably going to see a little bit of pullback here on BTC, coming back down to about 94 to 92K. And then that's when we'll see a launch up. So if we did see a pullback, it might be a good entry point if you are looking for an entry, not financial advice. But the one thing I want to make sure, just in case, and of course, if I was wrong, I'd be happy because Bitcoin goes up and I'm bullish on Bitcoin. But if Bitcoin's able to break and hold 109.5K and hold that level, as support, you could see a push up sooner than I'm expecting. So just keep that in your mind. But if we reject from this, you're going to see a move down towards that 97 to 95K level that I was talking about, maybe as low as like 92K. So that's what I'm looking at for BTC and crypto. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your daily outlook and prediction for stocks and crypto. I appreciate if you made it this far to the end. So if you watch to the end, listen, I'm rocking some merch right now. You guys can check it out. I just got some brand new designs. Guys, girls, we have all types of things for everybody. So you guys can check it out. The shirts always look a lot better than they do on the here in real life. They don't normally have these boxes around them and stuff like that on some of the prints. You can also change the colors as well. We have mugs and stuff like that. All of the sales go to help support the channel. So if you want to rep DZ fam in real life and DZ in real life and help support the channel, that's a good way to do so. You can also send super chats during the live stream, which I really appreciate. But if you want to support for absolutely free, all you have to do is hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and sharing the content helps out immensely as well. And if you watch to the end, that helps out too. So as always, y'all, have fun, stay safe, make money, and I appreciate y'all. Peace, fam.